Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Lynda Cramer and she is back again. So for all of those of you who don't know, I got a house guest that came over from Fiji. So I had to obviously spend some time with her. Then I got sick, and then I've just had another house guest, which turned into a little bit of disruption because I wasn't here when I wanted to be yesterday. Okay, but anyway, I am here now. So guess what, guys? You missed me on Sunday for my live. So I do have my tarot cards here. I know I'm spontaneous today. I was going to do a video this morning with a lovely lady who has an amazing psychic ability, and I'm not going to give it away because she's actually emailed me and said that she's not well, so we're going to reschedule. So I thought, hey, I've got some time spare. Let's get a live done. Okay, so guess what? I'm holding on to my tarot cards. Hello to the people who are already commenting. And I'm going to pull some cards today. Yes, you are. Mac C1234 Golf, you are first here. I'm going to pull you a card because you're the first one here and I love you for it. So guess what? I'm going to pull you out a tarot card. And I love that I'm doing this live because usually on my Sunday mornings, if you watch me, I'm usually here at 9 a.m. Brisbane time on Sunday mornings. The first people who comment before I go live, I pull out cards for them first. So guess what? I've got some cards for you. Now, this is for MACHC 1234 Golf. Now, you saw the card. Here is your card. It's the Page of Cups. Now, I love the pages. I'm going to go there. The Page of Cups means news coming. Okay? Cups, wands, and pentacles are usually good news. Page of Swords is bad news. Okay? Bills coming, that sort of stuff. News coming that maybe somebody isn't well or that sort of thing. But MACHC 1234 Golf, you got Page of Cups. Guess what this means? Good news. Yes! Don't we all need that at this point? You know, the world is going crazy for us. You know, there's disruptions everywhere. People are getting sick all over the shop. We've got people being aggressive, angry, selfish, deserving, privileged. They're prevalent everywhere. There's a lot of people now getting offended. So the more that we look within ourselves, guys, and the more that we say, you know what, I really, really, really want to try and stay being a nice, happy, healthy person. How do we do that? Always look for the goodness within yourself. Always spread that out to other people. You know, I've just had two house guests. I wasn't well between the two of them, but I still managed to get out of their house and take them places and do things that they needed to get done. So I love it when I can be available for other people. So here we go. We've got, Rajput Sisters. I'm just going to keep up here with my comments, guys. Okay, I'm just going to change my screen a little bit. This is different. Something's different happened with my screen today. Let me just, that's not even going to go there. If I just do it like that, okay. You can't see what I'm doing. It's on my computer. Okay, so my next person is Rajput Sisters. Hey, Linda, I think it's been 3 weeks. I think you're right. But look at me, I'm back. Rajput Sisters, I hope you've been well, staying safe and looking after others. Oh, gosh, you got a card. It came out. Look, it's popping on the top. Rajput Sisters, you've got the Two of Pentacles. So please go research what this card means. Find your own little special little message there of what that one means for you. I love it's a pentacle, okay? Pentacles is usually about, well, I like to think that it's earth stuff, you know, health, money, things that we need in this existence, okay? So please go find out what that one meant for you. Okay. Now, if I look at my comments, I've got little things here that's coming up. Okay, it's now coming up telling me with a little, like a crown thing with number 1, number 2, number 3. This is interesting how that's doing that, and I don't really know why, because something obviously has happened with YouTube in the last couple of weeks since I was last here. Robert Iniguez, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. You are amazing. I would like one. Of course you can. Hello, I've got my cards for you, Robert. Let's get your energy into play. How are you going, darling man? It's been a few weeks. Oh, when I just said that, my cards just went everywhere. But I did get one that just popped out. Let me just, my deck just did something crazy. But I do have the one that I got for you. It's a Pentacles as well, Robert. You got the Knight of Pentacles. So please go and research what this one means for you, Robert, okay? I am so happy that so many people have turned up. Oh my God. I was actually thinking I'll just do like a random tarot or I'll just put some cards out. Hope this helps you for the week. So for you guys to actually be here and commenting, I am loving this. Thank you so much. Okay, so Robert, you got the Knight of Pentacles. I love that card. Okay, please go research what that one means for you. Okay, Jim Coles, you've got a card. Look, he's popped out. Just going to let it fall. Oh, Jim Coles, you're the third one here. Yes. You got the Six of Swords. So please go and research what this one means for you. Okay. Look it up on YouTube, Google, and just say, what does the Six of Swords in tarot mean? Okay. Yeah, so there you go. You've got the Six of Swords. I hope that means a good card for you. Okay. All things must pass is my next one. Hello, good morning. Oh, let's do it. Nanu. Come on, she's back. Okay, I've got it. I'm not wearing my Batman shirt because guess what? I wasn't expecting anyone to turn up because I didn't announce this. I didn't say that I was going to be here this morning. Wow, so I am so grateful for those of you who have turned up this morning. All things must pass. Hello, Linda, sending love and blessings. Hope you're feeling better. Yay, I know. You know, the other day, I had a house guest here. My daughter woke up with no voice. It was gone. And I said to her, do you want to go over and feed the ducks at the park? And she's like, nah. You know, typical 19-year-old, right? And I said, come on, get up, let's go. We've got the oats, let's go feed the birds and the ducks and stuff. We went over the park and she's like walking around. So we went up to like this is an awesome big place, okay? They've got netball fields, cricket fields, basketball hoops. They do tennis there. There's a huge lake with all the ducks and the geese and the swans and you name it's there. It's a huge, huge area. So her and I walked up and we found a gelati shop. And I said, would you like a gelati? And it wasn't cheap, but damn, it was true Italian gelati. So now that I know that guy's there on Sundays when all the sports events are on, yeah, I like my Italian gelati. And my daughter, she had it. And by the time we got back down to where my house guest was, her voice was nearly back to good. So it's good when you find something, you get out in the sun, you're looking after yourself. She'd got this ice in her throat. And so she came back. She had a great afternoon. She wasn't sick, just lost her voice for the morning. So thank you so much. All things must pass for saying, you know, feeling better. Yay, yay, yay. I'm back. I'm rescheduling a lot of people. Especially, you know, having house guests here, I have rescheduled. Being sick in the middle of it, I didn't need that. So I have emailed probably most of the people who I've had to reschedule. If you've actually contributed to me for a reading and I haven't emailed you this morning, please contact me and say, hey, you've missed my email, because I've got 438 emails in my inbox right now. I try to look at all of them, obviously, but the last month for me has obviously been scatterbrained. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of months that I've had. So here we go. All things must pass. If I didn't give you a card, you get in another one. If I did, you got the Knight of Cups. Oh, where'd he go? There you go. All things must pass. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. Start again. Knight of Cups. There you go. Did you see that Spaceballs is coming out with a part 2? Guys, I can't wait for it. Mel Brooks, I hope and pray he lives to see this come out, and I hope and pray he lives to see how many people go and watch this. You know, I'm actually hearing he will be alive for when this comes out. He's going to be at the premiere. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, she's here. Thank you so much. He's going to be at the premiere, and there's going to be massive amount of paparazzi, camera flashing. That's what I'm saying. Oh, and he's wearing this, like, it's a really weird cape, like a black jacket cape thing that he's wearing. That's what I'm visualizing at this point. So let's see how true this comes when this movie does come out. I reckon it's going to be amazing. All right, the Abacus 30. Hi, Dr. Lynda. Thanks for coming on. Yay! Well, guys, as you know, I don't do this for my benefit. I am here for you guys, okay? I haven't been around this much this month, and I really do apologise. Obviously, with having house guests here, I'm not going to get online because, whenever I do readings, it's private, it's confidential, and if I've got house guests in the house, there's no way known I'm going to do private confidential talking when I've got somebody outside that could be listening in, right? So on top of that, even today, I don't want, oh, isn't this funny? I don't want other people distracting me or interfering with the energy that I get for you guys. I take this seriously when I do this for you. So here we go. The Abacus 30, you got the Hermit card. So what I'm interpreting from this guy is this is your time to stand back, observe, and evaluate. That's what I'm hearing, Abacus. If you can just sit back like hermit mode and just watch what's going on, don't get involved with what's going on, okay? Because you'll get a lot more clarity if you sit back and observe it from the distance of what's going on. Yeah, so there you go, Abacus 30. Rajput Sister says, Hiya, Linda, I'm watching lots of 111s. Will you tell me what that means? Well, let's do a simple Google. I've got my phone here. Let's go over to Google, and we just put in 111. Angel number, it comes up straight away. Angel number 111 is generally interpreted as a sign of new beginnings, spiritual awareness, and alignment with one's higher purpose. So I'll just put that on the screen. And as you can see at the top here, all I put in Google was 1111 angel number. So there are hundreds, thousands, if you're scrolling through it, thousands of interpretations of what people put online of what does 111 mean. So I say with any number, because lately I've been seeing a lot of fives. I've been seeing fives everywhere. So I look at it and I say, okay, what's going on in my personal situation? What could this mean? So this is what with you too, Rajput sisters. Look at this number, and when you look at the interpretation of what this angel number represents, ask yourself things like, are you about to change your job? Have you just moved into a new house? Did you just get a pet? Are you thinking about buying a new wardrobe, haircut? Any changes in your life that you're contemplating or have physically done, these cards can represent whether it's a good decision or not, okay? So there are numbers out there that say, please use caution, okay? So not all angel numbers are saying yes. Some cards do actually mean show caution, be aware, and proceed with that knowledge of what's going on, okay? So it's best to research the numbers and do spend some time going through the numbers. You know, there's thousands of different interpretations there. Find the one specific to what you're going through, okay? Okay. Mac 1234 Golf says thank you. Diana K, hello. How nice is it to see you today, Diana K? So need to hear your positive message, positive words. Thank you. Oh my God, Diana, you are amazing. Okay. I'm obviously going to pull you out a tarot card. Hello. Thank you so much for watching. Okay. Yay. So for those who have just joined, why am I now here? I couldn't be here yesterday because I had a house guest. She actually stayed a day longer than she told me she was going to. So a little bit of disruption there, especially considering yesterday my daughter was supposed to go into university. She was supposed to go to a birthday party on Sunday, but thankfully how the universe works, that party was cancelled, or else that would have turned into some major issues having a house guest here. But anyway, it's all working out in the way it should. But at the end of the day, we've got to look at all these disruptions, all these things going on in our lives. How do we deal with this in here? You know, we can hang on to stuff. We can look for the fight. We can nudge others to investigate into instigating a fight, argument, or whatever. Or we can sit back and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to prefer to stay in peace today and just let things happen. You know, I personally don't have any expectations. I try not to. Hello, I am only human, for God's sake. But at the end of the day, I try to allow others to be who they are. And I try really hard to be the caring, loving person who I want to be and to express that for other people as well. Yeah? Yeah. So, Diana K., this is a good time for you to sit there and, you know, right now, look at what's happening in Europe with their immigrant issues. Look at what's happening now in America where Trump is trying to get rid of that so it doesn't become a problem. Okay, I'm not going to say a specific race, but we all know who that race is. And there's going to be a lot of issues in America if Trump doesn't dissolve that or resolve that. So I'm glad to see what he's doing to eradicate that before it becomes a huge problem like in Europe and what's now happening here in Australia. Okay. You know, they're saying Australia is one of the cleanest cities to live. I walked through my local shops. We've got used nappies, which are diapers, used diapers sitting on the ground in the car park because people can't walk to the bin and put it in there. They just throw their rubbish. There is rubbish everywhere here in Australia now. It is not a clean country anymore. And I remember only about 10 years ago, it used to be a really clean country. But since, I'm not going to blame who's doing it, but I know the countries that these people were from that are now causing all this. And it's obvious when we look at it. It's so unfortunate what is happening, you know, and they're the first ones that are standing up and they're saying, hey, you're not treating me right. Well, then go home if that's your attitude, you know. I say it like this. You don't go into someone else's house and tell them what to do. Who would do that? You always show respect and kindness, right? If you go into someone else's house. So the same thing if you go to someone else's country. I saw this video the other day of a woman complaining. She was in America and she went to Spain. She went back to the real estate, to the travel agent after her holidays, and they caught her on tape because they've got security in the shop. She's whinging how she spent 2 weeks in Spain and no one knew what she was saying because how dare they not speak English? She was complaining because she was trying to use American currency to pay for things and no one over in Spain would accept her foreign currency. And she's saying things like, I don't understand it, why they just don't all go to American currency. Well, it's Spain. You know, you don't go to someone else's country and expect them to be what you are. Thank you. I think I just said enough. So when we've got all this going on, how do we get through this? And I'm serious, guys. We sit there and we say, do I do that? No, I don't do that. So when I'm walking through the drudges of rubbish going over to my shops, I try and think, who would do this? But then I think it doesn't matter because this is a learning lesson. Everything in life is a learning lesson. If we grow up to be disrespectful people, it's only when somebody tells us, hey, are you aware that what you're doing? Okay. One of my house guests left her wet towel on my carpet for over 3 hours. I said to that person, hey, we get mold in this unit complex. Can you please pick up your towel, in future? And this is a 50-year-old woman. Some people may not know. So unless we tell people what they're doing wrong, how do we learn things, yeah? So everything's a learning curve in life. Everything is a learning curve. So when we observe these people, because I don't get emotionally attached to people, I look and I observe to see what can I learn out of this. So when I see the anger within people and I see the animosity or the aggressiveness that's coming out in people now, I sit back and I take it all away. I send it out my doors and my windows and I say, this emotion, because that's what it is, emotion is energy, yeah? This energy created by their emotions of aggressiveness, abusive, hatred, some of these people have got. I sit there and I say, I don't want to do that. I send it all out and I create love. I create my love and I emit that to others. And that hopefully is spreading out there, filling the space of energy, creating a better world for a lot of people out there. It only takes one person to do that. And that emotion, that energy, because emotions are energy, that can fill a whole city with love if we are determined and committed to staying in that frequency of energy. So that's what I try to do. Last night I did all my singing bowls. I was cleaning my house. I was singing bowling. I did some saging. I did all my happy things again to bring in what I want to be. And look at my energy today. So people who want positive messages, sit there, look in the mirror and say to yourself, what can I do to make me be the best version of myself today? It doesn't make you want to go anywhere. You don't have to dress for the part. You don't have to go and buy crystals, singing bowls and tinchy bells and the rest of it. It all starts within us. It's a thought, an intention. And if we have an intention of, I want to create some love, as soon as I've just said that, we create it, because what we think we create, yeah? Wow. The more we think about, I want that in my world, the more then we will see love in our world. We will see things that we appreciate. We'll see things that make us feel good. I don't look deliberately at that rubbish. I look at the trees casting the shadows over the rubbish. That's where I'm at. So I look at these trees, and there's usually crows and other birds sitting in there. And I look at the trees and I think, wow, look how big and gorgeous you are. And then all the people who trash and put their rubbish out, I hope they learn that those trees are conscious, living beings that don't deserve to be treated that way. But for me, I treat them that way. And it only starts with one. So there's your positive message for today, Diane, okay? I got you a card, 8 of Cups. And all that I was shuffling, okay? There's your card, the 8 of Cups, darling girl. Okay? Please go research what that card means, okay? And I hope it's a good one. Okay, Amy, message rejected. It's all good. She'll probably pop up again somewhere else. Mac 1234 Golf. Weird thing happening of late. Oh, let me just go back up. I think of someone, then that next day they turn up for me either on YouTube or Facebook or in real life. Yes. So this is where we go into theories of what possibly could be doing this. Do we have precognition where we know we're going to see that person the next day, and that's why we're thinking about them the day before? How many times have I thought of people and then 2 hours later they ring me and it's like, whoa, that's freaky. How did, I was just thinking about you 2 hours ago. Or could this be like time travel type stuff? Let's go down a rabbit hole where time does not exist, which is a psychic ability of precognition, right? Where we get this information. Or let's even go down a weirder, let's go there, down the weirdest rabbit hole. Because as you can see, I've got my little rabbit. He's right there. There's my little rabbit. What if we've already lived this life before? Pardon me? It's like Groundhog Day, where, pardon me, we've already lived this life. Now, I did a video a few years ago. It's on my YouTube channel, if you go find it. And I talk about deja vu. You know that feeling where, whoa, that's weird? I've had this before. Or you wake up in the morning and you think, this is weird. I've done this before. Have we really done this before? And we're reliving it again. So we think, okay, then why am I reliving the same life again for? Because time does not exist. Yeah. So if I'm living this life again, then what did I fail last time to be here now relearning how not to do it again, like Groundhog Day? He had to go through it day after day after day after day, learning how to do everything. So he turned into a better person. And is that why we're here? Could be. Because nobody knows the definitive answer. Okay? So it's not a weird thing. Mach 1, 2, 3, 4 golf. You've got it. It's when we tune in and we're aware of our existence, our consciousness, our self-awareness, higher self, whatever you want to call it, psychic abilities, nano, alien technology up our nose type stuff, right? Who knows? But at the end of the day, you know it. You've put it on my YouTube channel. You've put it as a comment. So you believe it's real. I believe it's real. So we've just created it so it happens again. Be aware, guys, of when this does happen to you, because there is weird things happening now. I firmly believe time is speeding up. Have you noticed? Like, it's 11 o'clock for me in the morning. I got up this morning at 6:30. My daughter this morning missed her bus to uni because we just forgot what time it was. Yeah, she's been on holidays for like the last month. But, she was supposed to go in yesterday, but she cancelled that because my house guest decided to stay another day. But, she woke up this morning ready to go and she missed the bus. She said, Mum, I swear I had 5 minutes still to go. And I said, don't worry, Dale, just get your keys. I'll take you to the bus stop. I'll drive you up to the next one where you get the next connecting bus. So she's at university, but even just this morning, it was really weird how time sped up for us. Really, really weird. So weird things, or is it natural things? We don't know, do we? Gertie Gertrude's here. Oh my gosh, I love Gertie Gertrude. I love your name. Happy Tuesday, Linda. I was just thinking of you and was looking for your latest video, and it's Tuesday and I found you live. Must be a sign. No. Can I please have a card? Let me know God's message. Oh, you are so gorgeous, Gertie Gertrude. Of course I'm going to give you a card. Gosh. So let's go there. The reason why I'm here now is because I got dressed. I was going to do an interview with a lady who is talking about her psychic abilities, so then I could put that interview on my YouTube channel. I did one the other day about a lady who could astral travel, and this lady has got a doozy to talk about as well. So please stay tuned. She's actually not feeling the best, so we've rescheduled. So I was sitting here and I thought, what do I do? Da, 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 da. Let's do a live. Bring out the tarot deck. I don't do this for me. I could go and have a nap. But pardon me, I am here for you guys. Okay, Gertie Gertrude, you got the Star card. Wow. Star card. Please go research that one, Gertie Gertrude. Find out your own little special message in there for that one. Okay. Now we go to Dust to Dust. Hello. Is there a way to slow down thinking, and is thinking too much worry? There is ways of slowing down our thinking. Now, let's do it right now. So for anyone watching, this is a really good technique to help us slow down and to become aware and to just disconnect from all those things inside our brain that keeps us awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's as easy as counting to 10. We're going to do it now, okay? So what I'd like you to do is just pay attention to my talking, pay attention to my voice. We're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What you'll find is that when you just did that, who thought about doing a load of washing? Who thought about going to put the car into the mechanics? Who thought about washing the dishes or making dinner? You can't think when our brain is counting. It's pretty well proven. So now let's make it harder. Go 5 seconds between each number. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you keep going up to 10. And as you could tell, I wasn't doing it by seconds, okay? Do it by seconds because it's a bit longer. And I don't want to spend that time today doing this exercise. But I'm teaching you how to do it yourself. Because what happens is when you're waiting the 5 seconds, your brain is concentrating on the next number in the sequence. So you can go even, if you think, oh, that's so easy, try and count to 100 where you leave a minute between each number. So it's going to take 100 minutes, which is an hour 20, to count to 100. You can't think. And if you start thinking, guess what? You've got to go back to 0 and start again. Because this is how we train our brain to disassociate from everything going on around us. Okay? So here we go. Dust to Dust has said it. Is there a way to slow down thinking? Yes. Count. And if you think, oh, counting 1 to 10 is really easy, start doing your multiple tables. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, leave 2 minutes between each one. 2. You've got to wait 2 minutes before you say 4. 2 minutes, then you say 6. Then if you think, well, that's really easy, go to 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Go to 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Keep going up. If you think that's hard, start doing 16. 16, 32, 48. Keep going. But you leave a minute between each number. You won't be able to think. Okay? Yeah, there you go. All right, so I've got to keep going because time for me is of an essence here because I've got a lot of comments to go through. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Dust to Dust. Did I give you a card? Let's get you a card. If I got you a card, then damn, you're getting 2. So if you get 2 cards from me ever, please research what the two cards do mean together. So in Google, you can put like, what does the 10 of Cups and the 7 of Swords mean? So it tells you what it means when they're cross-referenced, okay? Dust to dust, letting go is the Death card. This is your time of really letting go of things out of your life that no longer serve you. Okay? Don't think of it as a death of something or someone. Think of it as that door that's closing so windows can open. Letting go of your old wardrobe so you can buy a new one. Okay? Letting go of your old car so you can buy a new one. That sort of stuff. That's what the Death card means, okay? Don't get too scared by it. I'm not seeing anything major coming for you, dust to dust. Okay? Do pray. Yay, Dr. Lynda. Does Australia have immigrant problems too? Oh, okay. I have to be so careful in what I say, and let me explain why. Our lovely, who nobody voted for, by the way, I think he got 28% of the votes. Our Prime Minister, Albanese, he brought in a bill, and it's called the Hate Speech Bill. So I'll tell you what is now happening. Because we are not allowed to give negative words about certain races, cultures, and belief systems, we can go to jail for something like 15 years if I said that I don't like a specific race of people. They, however, can say anything they like about the whites, and they get away with it because the police do not want to get involved in it. So to me, the government are the racists because they're not treating everybody the same. There's discrimination so deep here in Australia that I am not allowed to say a word, but there are certain races here who can say whatever they like. It goes to court, they get off court because I've seen Sharia law in court. They get away with it. Horrendous crimes against children and women. They get away with it because it's in the too hard basket of what they will do as a retaliation. That is a major problem, which now Denmark, Sweden, well, Denmark, so I love Denmark, what they've just done. If you know what Denmark's just done, you'll know what Denmark just did. Go research it. But when we look at the UK, France, Canada, and Australia, I've always said it, there are 5 prime ministers or presidents who we must watch. The UK has Starmer. France has Macron. Trudeau, who is now Karma, or whatever his name is, in Canada. The Australian Prime Minister, Albanese. And the other one is New Zealand, which was Jacinda Ardern, if you know anything about her. So we've got 5 prime ministers that I believe, in my own personal opinion, because I'm live on YouTube and I've got to say it's my own personal opinion, they're destroying the whole planet. Simple. We, as Australia, have just come out with the lowest income raises in the last 5 years. We are on the top of the list. That's an insult. We are in the first place of who has the worst wages in the world. Yet, I see people come here and they're receiving 4 times as much as the citizens. They get free accommodation, free brand new cars. And I'm not allowed to say a thing about it. So I send them love. I send them hope that they do assimilate and try and fit in. And most of all, I hope and pray that, like most people who used to go to America, they want to start work there, live there, and provide for others there. That's my goal in life. You know, you look back in the 1940s when people went to America, the golden, what did they call it? The land of opportunity. You go there and you start a business and you prosper. That's what I want to see. Australia is so far down the toilet now, and I'm glad that you've asked, Dupre, because do we have an immigrant problem? You wait until you see the statistics. Our population is 28 million. Our immigrants in the last 5 years alone has been 5 million of that. So it's virtually 1 in 6 has come here in just the last 5 years. You think we've got an immigration problem? That's all I'm going to say. But Dupre, I got your card, which just popped out. You got the Knight of Swords. Please go research what that one is, okay? Knight of Swords for you. Okay. Mac, 1, 2, 3, 4 golf. Old saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yes. Elizabeth Brothers. Hi, Linda. Oh, hang on. I've just lost you, Elizabeth Brothers. Let me just scroll back up. Oh, my gosh. Look here. Okay. Look at me. Nice comments I've got today. Okay. Elizabeth Brothers says, hi, Linda. Any possibility of a card for me, please? Many thanks, Elizabeth in Melbourne. Hello, Melbourne. Did you see what they've just done in Melbourne? Melbourne, which is in Victoria, Australia, Dupre, if you're still watching, they just had the Palestinian flag fly in at the Commonwealth House. That flag should be the British because we're under the constitution of the British government of the UK. So that should be the flag of the Commonwealth, the Australian flag. So why are they now having the Palestinian flag there? Wow. Elizabeth Brothers, you got the full card. And look at him. Don't think you've given up. The Hanging Man card, the Hanging Man card does not mean the same as the Death card. It's not give up time yet. It's saying keep the fight going. Pedal yourself out of whatever situation you are in and keep that fight going. That's what that card represents, Elizabeth, okay? Please keep going, darling. I know what's happening in Melbourne right now. It is horrendous, okay? Dan Andrews destroyed your state, and I'm just going to say that live. Dan Andrews destroyed it. He got a medal from the King. How did that happen? He's getting that statue, which won't live a day. Too many people already destroy it, I know. I'm hearing that. It won't last a day. So, and plus Dan Andrews is facing quite a few criminal charges at this point as well because of that car accident that he was in where he hit a kid. So things are happening. Karma is coming out. And that's one good thing about all of us because we're the soul-searching warriors, guys. You know, I was thinking the other night, soul-searching warriors. I call it soul because it's our love. We're always searching. We're on this journey of getting better every day. And we're warriors because we've got this fight going on. But the other night, I thought of calling ourselves the SSS. Soul-searching survivors. Doesn't that one resonate more with us? Because we're the survivors who are rebuilding, picking up, and making life better for ourselves and others. So I think soul-searching warriors is going to get changed. That's my little saying. That's what I like calling people. You're my soul-searching warrior because we're in a fight. We are in a fight. There's a spiritual war happening. But I think we're the survivors because we're the ones that are going to be picking up the pieces when all this stuff falls apart. And it is falling apart. If they arrest Obama, not only are they going to work out that his real name is Barry and he's from South Africa, and I hope this comes out, they're then going to work out Michael is really Michael, right? Because it's all going to come out. And it's going to be better than the Epstein list. because it's going to make a lot of people in America realize just how many lies have been told for the last century. Then the people will be asking questions like, did we really go to the moon? Who really shot JFK? When you know, you know. All these questions are now going to come out. And it's not just going to be me like on Facebook saying, did we really go to the moon? It's going to be, hang on, we're now going to produce the evidence to show whether they did or not. And this disclosure, a lot of people are saying that this is like revelations in the Bible of the big awakening, what is it, resurrection or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, it's our awareness. We're waking up to what's really going on out there. And it's about time that these people who are shutting us down for fake news, it's about time they started to share the real truth of what's going on out there, yeah? I want to know what's really going on. There's all this footage going around now saying about that CEO at the Coldplay concert. Yeah, I've watched it. I'm laughing at the memes, right? But there's apparently this one from The Simpsons episode, season 26, episode 10. I went and watched the whole episode on YouTube, and that does not exist. That's a lie. How does that stuff get put on Facebook, and I can't tell you the truth about what I'm going through living a life in Australia? See what I mean? There's a lot of discrepancies in hypocrisy. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on at this point. What's good for the goose should be the right for the gander as well. And I hope some truths start coming out. The day they really come out and say, yes, his name was Barry, bingo, because I've known this for 21 years, 24 years I've known this, okay? I knew when Trump stood there, he was in like a hangar of an airport, and he was talking about the China situation, and he said, and what about this birth certificate? Why did it take 3 months to find his birth certificate? Because they had to take 3 months, because they had to put his name on all these university lists. They had to pay people off and say, here's $100,000, tell him that you were his roommate. So there's a lot of cover-ups going on, which I hope and pray it all comes out. Wouldn't that be great? I hope and pray it all comes out. But, am I saying Trump's a great guy? Don't think that, guys, okay? I just want the truth of what's going on with the presidents. I want the truth and the disclosure of what's going on with the aliens. Hello, nanu, all my earth-friendly people out there. I also want to know the disclosure about the government corruption and why they're hiding things like, I didn't say that, but then they show the footage of, yes, you did. So why isn't that person in jail? If it was you and me, we'd be in jail. So right now, a lot of people now want that justice to come. We want to start seeing people in the orange suits. We want to see Bill Gates in shackles. But they've got to do it right because he's got so much money, he'll get the good lawyers. So it has to take years of process. So be patient, guys, because I see that this is a huge awakening that we are getting through, okay? All right. Okay. So Anthony Peake has the history about having this life lived before. Yeah, I've got a YouTube. I did a video about 2 years ago. It's on my channel where I say that we live the same life over and over. Okay? Yeah, we come back and do it again like Groundhog Day. Okay. Can we decide not to come back to the earth? Well, free will does exist even in heaven. Okay? Free will is in heaven. Now, Elizabeth Brothers, I got your card, pardon me, and now I'm just going down through the cards. Can we decide not to come back? Yeah, free will. But I've done a video about that too, to pray. The only reason right now why you don't want to come back is because your ego, yourself of being Dupre, which is your username on YouTube, that persona is your ego. That's you saying, I'm trying to control every other life that I could lead in the future or in the past. There's no time. So when you get back to heaven and you become your 16 million lives that you've ever lived, let me go down a rabbit hole here. When we go back to heaven, we become our soul, not just this life. My soul has had hundreds and thousands of past lives. So when I go to heaven, I can interchange between all of them. Okay? Where everything is one. So ultimately, it's one consciousness. We're just that droplet in the ocean. So when we go back to heaven, we are everything. That's why I became the duck. If you read my book, 5 Years in Heaven. Okay? Here's my book. Please email me and get it cheaper than you do at Amazon. This is $60 on Amazon. Come to me for a PDF. Okay? Save yourselves heaps of money. So in here, I talk about when I became the duck and I had wattle feet and I had feathers. Then I saw people changing from medieval people into 1970s hippies. I talk about that one because we interchange into all our lives. So when somebody says to me, will I see my husband when I go to heaven? I look at them seriously, in all honesty, and I say, which one? Because we've had thousands of lives. So your husband's there from when you were in medieval times, when you were a Neanderthal, when you were a bird. Because we don't just stay as humans. When you were an antelope, you had a mate. You were the male and you had a litter of antelopes or whatever you call them. So we've got to get out of this societal conditioning of just being in this one reality of being like me now, Lynda, and we go into a conscious awareness that every single thing is part of the consciousness. It's part of the collective. I've heard that in a few movies. Watch Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. A bit gory for the first half hour, but once you get past that, it's a really good movie. Morgan Freeman's in it. I love Lucy. That's one of the ones I really like telling people, go watch Lucy. Because at the end of the movie, she knows so much that her body cannot retain the information. So she has to explode into everything. She became everything. Now, another movie they do this in, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Look what happens to Cate Blanchett at the end of that. She's sitting in the vortex of the UFO, it's revving up to take off, and she says, I want to know everything. And what happens to Cate Blanchett? She explodes because her body cannot retain or detain the amount of information that she's receiving. So her body has to explode because she is now everything. Another one I like is Jodie Foster in Contact. I like that one. Okay. Yeah. So they do give us these little drop bombs of truth in these movies. They know what's going on. You know, look at Stephen King. I love Stephen King books. Okay. But I'm going to keep going because I've got lots and lots of people here. I didn't even read the comment from Gertrude. Okay, less third density. Good to see you back in the swing. Yay, I'm swinging. Well, less third density, you got yourself King of Wands. Please go research what this card means. I hope it's a good one for you, darling. Okay, I hope it's a good one. Okay, love you too, Gertrude. Dust to dust, hello. Okay, Angie, hello. Angie, you're a gorgeous girl. Oh, gosh, 10,000 cards just popped out. I'm not going to take any of those because there was too many for you, Angie. If it's meant to be, the card will pop out for you. Okay, so let's go there. Come on, I've got to do the elevator music while I'm waiting for a card, right? Oh, my goodness. So if you do want to book a reading from me, I do have availability from next week. Okay. So, yes, use my PayPal below, make a contribution, email me, let me know where you are, let me know how much you've contributed to me. we arrange a time and date to fit you in. Okay, I don't charge for my readings. I just ask for an amount that you can afford. Okay, all right. So if you do want a private reading from me, my email is below. My PayPal link is below in the description. You just make a contribution and then send me like a screenshot of what you've paid, sent over to me as a contribution. And please tell me where you are, because I'm in Brisbane, Australia, and we can set up a time and date. I send you a Zoom and we get up to an hour and a half. The more people contribute, the more time and effort I put into other people as well. Okay, so it's up to an hour and a half. Okay, so here we go. Angie, got your card. Four of Pentacles. Well, we've had a few Pentacles today. Four of Pentacles. There you go. Okay. Gertie Gertrude says, thank you, Linda. That is exactly what I needed to hear and so very true of the stage I am at. Oh, you're so gorgeous, Gertie Gertrude. Okay. Love your name, Gertie Gertrude. Okay. Now, okay, I'm just going to show you. Yeah, let's just go back over here. I've just lost where I was. I don't want to lose anyone. Okay, so here I am. So the other week we went over to the ducks. Let me just show you a couple of photos. Ducks. Well, there's one there. He's a real whinger. He gets out this wheeze happening. Here's me holding. We call this guy Waddles. There's me holding Waddles. That's the little lake, by the way. Okay. There's me holding Waddles. He scratched me. Really good. He's got good claws. Oh, look, there he is. There's me holding Waddles. I'll show you what Waddles has done. He stuck his claws. They have 3 claws, and each of his webbed foot, and each one's got a claw on it. So when I picked him up, he scratched me and he dug his claws in. So I've got a couple of scars here that are going to come up, and on this one. Why do I do it? Because I love the animals so much. Remember, guys, I did used to work with Steve Irwin. I've done voluntary work. I've never showed you the photos. People are going to go, yeah. Let me just see how I go into... How do I get out of here now? I did an update of my phone the other day, and now I don't know how to get into my favorite. I don't know how to get into my favorites now. Oh my God. Sorry for the delay here, guys. Okay. I'm really going to have to play with this because I just saved it to my favorites the other day. Oh, here we go. Memories, tips, featured photos. Where's all my... Oh, here's my favorites. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. I thought you'd like some photos. Here's me with Steve Irwin. Just so you know, it is true. There's me with Steve Irwin. Don't look at my hair. But there's me with Steve Irwin. Okay. Yay. I used to work with Steve. Oh, there's me and Ash Barty. I told her she was going to win Wimbledon. So you can see this is the 31st of March 2016. And she was doing cricket. And I said, if you get back into tennis, I can see you holding the Wimbledon trophy. You're going to win Wimbledon if you get back into tennis. She did, and she did. She did get back into tennis, and Ash Barty did win Wimbledon. So what a confirmation there for her. Yeah. So there you go, guys. I just thought I'd just share some photos. Oh, look, there's me with the Commissioner of Police. Oh, my God, there's me with the Commissioner of Police getting one of my awards. Anyway, who needed to see that today? Anyway, Dupre says, here we go. Dust to Dust says, letting go of my mess so I can live. Yes, that is exactly what I preach too. Dupre says countries should limit immigration. I think countries should actually stop immigration at all, and you only migrate. It's not an immigrate, it's a migrate if you either have family first or if you're going there for work. And if the day you leave that job, you go home. That's what I'm sort of getting into. It's sad. So let's just keep going. Little wave. Hello, little wave. I'm doing cards today, so I'm going to pull you a card, little wave. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. I just saw you were live here. Okay, 16 just popped out, so I'm not going to do that. Get you just one little wave. One. Yay. So if you do want a private reading from me, yes, she just turned over. If you do want a private reading from me, I am taking availabilities, okay? I have rescheduled the ones over the last 2 weeks, so that's been sorted out today and last night. Thank you so much for the patience if you are watching. But now I've done with my house guests and I'm done with being sick. Yay! I'm healthy and I'm booking people back in. So if you do want a private reading from me, please make a contribution through PayPal and then email me. Okay, so here we go to Little Wave. You got the Page of Swords. I don't know if you're watching at the beginning because I got the Page of Pentacles. And I said this little spiel about the pages are news coming. 3 out of the 4 are good news. Cups, Wands, and Pentacles are the good news is coming. Page of Swords is bad news. Oh my God, little wave. You may get an unexpected bill. So be aware not in your life so you're prepared for this, okay? It could be that you don't get the job you're applying for. But remember, everything always works out the way it should. So you think of it that you were saved from that job if you don't get it. So there could be delays if you're doing like an immigration process or you're doing an application for something. There could be delays where they tell you that you'll get news, okay? So I hope it's only a little one like, hey, your phone bill just went up $5 a month. I hope it's something just like that rather than something like a tidal wave of bad news coming down on people. All right? Tidal waves. Yes. Thank you. I am predicting not this year, but early next year, we may get another big tsunami. I'm not seeing it just for the next 6 months. It'll be like in 6 months. 8 months, somewhere in there. So that's just December to February next year. I'm seeing like a huge tsunami. These little volcanoes going off around the planet, don't be too alarmed. They're always going off. Okay? They're always going off. So the media is just, oops, card fell down. I just picked it up. The media is really trying any way they can to make us fear. Remember, who owns the media? Once you know that, you fully understand why the media is so pro-vaccination, pro-fear. Oh, there's a tsunami warning. Oh, the volcano. Oh, the chemtrails. Oh, my God, there's a meteorite coming in. Oh, God, please don't do that, guys. Live with your love. Love with your heart. And most of all, spread it out there to everybody else. And hopefully we get through this. They know that fear is the lowest vibrational state. And it's in the low vibrational states is when we do get sick. Pharmaceutical companies are lapping this up, okay? Please, guys, be safe. Okay, Mac 1234 Golf, yeah. South is up for sure, you're right. It's very traumatizing to all find. Yeah, I know. Okay, Dupre says, to be honest, there are more important things than the CEO cheating with his coworker. It's a huge distraction, guys. Look at what Trump's doing in America right now. Gas prices are the lowest they've been in 5 years. Food's becoming cheaper. I think he's just done something for North Carolina and California because they've just had those 2 major, the fires in California and that hurricane, I nearly said cyclone, but different rotation. But Florida Florida is on my cards. Something with Florida, guys. We've got to keep that in mind too. So I'm seeing something happening in Florida, and I'm seeing there is going to be a tsunami, but not just yet. That's what you're saying. Not yet. Okay. Okay. We should be more focused on these wars. Yeah, all these wars. That's right. Trump is trying to stop the wars. Okay. We've got to remember that. Our Albanese, he just sent more money to Ukraine. Our Australian Prime Minister just sent more money to Ukraine, and we're not talking $10. We're talking hundreds of millions. We're only 28 million people population. So we're like the state of Florida, and we've just sent something like $200 million over to Ukraine to keep this thing going. I'm ashamed to be an Australian at this point. I'm just going to say that. You know? I'm so ashamed to say it. Yeah, Maltese Falconess Australia. Oh my gosh. Hi, Linda. Great to see you. You look so good. I'm just going to say, A. Hi, A. I'm not going to give you that card because I pulled it out before. So let's go. I'm going to get you a special card, Maltese Falconess Australia. You know what I'm talking about. You've been sitting here patiently waiting for me to get your card. You know what's going on in Australia. The world's about to wake up to it, I think. Ooh, you got an interesting Knight of Wands. I haven't done it today, so let's do it for you. Maltese Falconess, I'm going to get out my Easy Tarot handbook and look up, what have we got? The Knight of Wands. Knights, where's the Knights? Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. So here we go. I found him in my book, and I like showing it where it is in my book so you know that I'm on the right page. Okay, Knight of Wands with my Knight of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Wands almost always shows when someone is about to change residence. May also signify a long journey being taken. As always, looking for support cards. Well, yeah, you need another card or two. The energy of this knight tends to make clients feel they must act quickly, as it has high level of creative energy, but they must not, because in their haste, they forget to check all the details first. So this is a warning card that any changes that you're about to make, dot your I's and cross your T's. Maltese Falconess, anything that you're about to do, read the fine print, okay? Make sure that everything is kosher, if you know what that means. That's a Jewish term, on board, okay? It's all above board, I mean. Make sure that everything's good with where you go, okay? Okay, yep, Dupre says all they want is truth. I want truth. Dupre says, do you remember my past lives? I do have some past lives. I've actually had my past life readings done a few times. Makes me understand a couple of things about me, but they're personal. I used to do past life regression at my old house, but I don't do it anymore because I will not do it over Zoom because it can be quite traumatizing if you die in your past life, which happens because we all have died in our past lives. So people can have heart attacks or strokes or go into some sort of psychosis. So I prefer to be there in person with the person so I can pull them out, calm them down, give them a towel, call an ambulance if they need it. So if you do go and get a past life, make sure it's someone who is very aware how serious this can be. Okay, Julie Youngren. Linda! Julie! You're so gorgeous, Julie. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Yes, I wasn't expecting to be here, was I? I had a house guest who was supposed to leave on Sunday, but she didn't leave till Monday. Okay. So that disrupted a lot of stuff that we were supposed to do on Sunday afternoon and yesterday. So I do apologize that I wasn't around on Sunday. Okay, guys? Yes, but I'm here today. And Julie Youngren, I have you. Oh, my gosh. I'm pretty sure I've pulled a queen for you before. Today you've got the Queen of Pentacles. There you go. Just pausing because I love that card. I love the peacock. And I love whatever this little white thing is down here. I'm just going to put it up there. See that little white thing on the ground, that symbol just here? This little symbol. It looks like a smiley face if I do it this way. Where is it? Upside down, Linda. There. See how it looks like it's like a smiley face upside down. Just there. Really weird thing. But I love that card. Love that card. So please go and research what that queen means for you, Julie. And thank you so much for being here. You're gorgeous. Okay, are these movies pretty accurate? Watch The Matrix. You know, I look at my own psychic abilities and I look at what they're doing in these movies with the effects. In the movie Lucy, there's a scene where Lucy is she's sitting in a car and she's looking at people and she sees all these lines coming out of them. I've personally had that. There's a couple of other things that Lucy does in that movie, which is Scarlett Johansson. The movie is called Lucy, Lucy. There's a couple of things that she does in that movie I've done too. I've got that ability. There's other people who've contacted me and they said, did you watch Lucy when she did that? I've done that. So, yeah. When she's in the plane and all her face is caving away because that's her body no longer her knowledge no longer needs the body, right? You got to understand this. Her body is no longer relevant, so the body's dissolving. So I've actually had those overlay type things that she's seeing. Yeah, but I've got a lot of psychic abilities, but yeah, it's good to see it in films, okay? There's things in even The Matrix. Wow. I read this thing the other day and they said, is this why they're getting rid of all the landlines? Because that's our only way out. But there's other ways out because we can always go through the Wi-Fi, okay? When our body is no longer valid, let's go down this rabbit hole because there's the rabbit. When we go down this rabbit hole of consciousness being the almighty, everything is one, our body is no longer valid, so it's irrelevant, so it fades to black, where our consciousness becomes everything, right? So in this theory of the Matrix where they have to use the phone lines to evacuate the area and go back to where that dimension where they're from, we can go through the electronic Wi-Fi. Yeah, I believe it. Don't know if you do, but I believe it. I believe a lot of things that are okay. So are these movies any good? Yeah, I believe them. Okay. Alrighty. So I have just missed a lot of more comments. Here we go. Little Wave. This is very interesting, Linda. Some of the NDEs I hear about are a bit scary. The negative ones, I really enjoy you telling your NDE. Thank you so much, Little Wave. Now, when do we have a bad NDE? I believe, now I'm going to take this over to a story that I read, a real NDEer. He was a priest. Every Sunday he'd get up in front of his congregation, and he would, what he believed was false, he would spread the word of God as the knowledge that his religion had based on the book of the Bible. He had an NDE where he learnt that the version of the Bible wasn't as accurate as what he had discovered when he passed over. Okay? So he had a really nice NDE. But then he had another NDE. Because now he's waking up that there's this one side of the coin saying you've got to be, God is separate to us. God is someone who we must revere, the wrath of God. And then on the other side of the coin, we've got, but hang on, we are the spiritual team. We are collective. We're one. There's no wrath because the wrath of God is actually karma. So he had this other NDE, and because he's got all this conflict of his belief systems because of his indoctrination into the religion that he now is a minister for, he had a bad NDE. He woke up from this heart attack that he had, and he said it was the most hellish. I was in hell because he created the hell out of his own belief system, which created that conflict where he went to. So the one that I really love is the Netflix show Lucifer. When he talks about the hell loop, there's an episode where Charlotte Richards, she has this hell experience. And I'll give you a backstory. She's a lawyer who gets a lot of criminals off, murderers, rapists, blah, blah, blah. So she has this hell where this is her quote from the show because I love it. She says, I wake up, I go out to the kitchen and I make coffee. The kids are there eating their cereal. Everything's happy. And then one of her criminals that she got off as a lawyer, he walks in and kills her kids in front of her. And then she wakes up. She walks out to the kitchen and she can smell the coffee. Her kids are there eating their cereal. And then another criminal comes in. So she's creating this hell out of the guilt and the regrets of what she did as a lawyer, where she was getting these guilty people off their crimes. So Lucifer, love it. I've actually written down, I've got it here somewhere, all the episodes where they do talk about the hell. I should do a video about it. Okay, I'll find it where I've got these written down because I've written down, I sat there, rewind in 10 seconds, writing it down. Did I get it right? So I've quoted the episodes. Okay, there's another episode where a guy's on a boat and he's in hell. Lucifer, the devil, comes in and he says, oh, well, there's a guy about to come in and shoot you. And the guy says, what? How many times has this happened? And he said, well, this is 368. Every time, over and over and over and over again. So we create hell. Is there a physical place that's called welcome to hell? There's no place that says welcome to heaven either. We create this magical energy place based on the emotions that we feel that pulse out of us and create our reality. Okay? Read my books. Watch my video. I should do the one on Lucifer. Okay? I've actually got a video. If you go into my heaven playlist, I've got some there. Is heaven hell part 1, hell part 2. So I talk about hell. Okay? Yeah, because there's no physical heaven. There's no distance from us to heaven. And that's why I get so intrigued and why I did my PhD, because so many people see the same things in heaven. We all turn up in a field of flowers. It's almost like someone put a cross on the ground and we all shoot in, and that's where we land. We all see buildings. We see the rivers. We see the animals. So how can it be when someone lives in Europe and they have exactly nearly the same NDE as me and they hear the same music? So one of my videos that I've got under that playlist, if you search my channel, I in heaven. Why are there chairs in heaven? Do we see our pets in heaven? Of course we do. Of course we do. Makes me cry just thinking about it because it's so raw with me. I died 24 years ago. And it's still that vivid with me that it makes me cry when I look at the animals. I can still see the animals because it's still consciously here with me because time does not exist. Now I'm hearing the music. Where does it come from? That's the thing, because I know it's external. It's not inside my head, but there's no seekers. It's just everywhere. Wow. So if you do want my books, guys, make a contribution through PayPal. Please don't pay $60 because all that goes to Amazon. Benzo just got married, $15 million just on her dress. Please don't fund her wedding attire. Come to me. I do this out of the love of my heart for you. Okay? I love yous all so much. Okay. Maltese Falconess says, I love Stephen King. And me too. He had me at Carrie. Oh my God, because Carrie was the first one I ever read. Okay, let's just keep going because I really have to keep getting through some. Linda, I had no idea you met Steve Irwin. That was my husband's idol. He loves Steve. I hope they get to meet each other on the other side. Of course they will. So for those who didn't see it, I'm just going to go back there. Where's me and Steve? There's me and Steve. Hey, do you want a throwback Friday? There's me. Look at me. This is when I was like 19. Look at me at 19. There's me at 19. Maybe 18. Oh my God, look how young I am there. So these are some of my favourite photos. Oh, look, there's me with, oh my God. Screaming Jets. The guy from Screaming Jets. There's me and him. I kissed him. I kissed Bon Jovi. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, look, there's Marigold. There's an old photo of Marigold where she's yawning. I love catching photos of my cat when she yawns. Okay, let's keep going on past. Oh my gosh, we could talk all day just about me on old photos. Okay, Little Wave says, sorry to hear that, thank you. Yeah, Little Wave. Real estate trial, hoping for the best. Oh, yeah. Dupre, what about earthquakes? Well, with all these volcanoes that are going off, and please remember, this is natural. Okay, of course we're going to have earthquakes and tsunamis. Okay, let's be real about it. Doesn't take much of a sidekick to say, oh, lava's coming up. There, I think there's going to be an earthquake. Okay, I'm not seeing so much of an, oh yeah, I know, the one over at San Francisco. San Francisco is about to have another big one between San Francisco and California. But remember, that's natural. Look at the one of 1917. It was like a 9.8 on the Richter scale when the whole of San Fran was wiped out. Of course they're going to have another one because we're there. Yeah, they say these big earthquakes hit every 100 years. Well, that one was in 1912, so we're about 15 years overdue. So, of course, we're coming. Okay, thank you so much, Julie Youngren. You are so gorgeous. Little Wave, the end of years I hears was told darkness, and the woman experiencing the was told you are nothing and never existed and you will disappear. Disregard if you moved on to something else. Oh, wow. See, that's her self-worth. That's a self-worth issue that she's got. That's why she's manifesting, because we create. She's manifesting this woman telling her that she's not worthy. Man, Little Wave, if you want to send me that lady's video, I'd love to watch it just to hear what happened to her. You know? Wow. Okay. Dupre says, I'm in San Fran. Well, guess what, San Francisco boy, girl, Dupre? You know the drill. When an earthquake hits, what do? Don't use an elevator. Get out safely. Don't get under cover. Okay? I don't want to scare you. I live by simple philosophies. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So I hope and pray my prophecies are wrong. A lot of them are, because no psychic is ever 100% accurate. Just put it out there that way. If we were accurate every time we made a prediction, we would be an accredited course through the government and on the government books, okay? So there are things that we do get wrong. So I look at the ones that I get right, okay? Yeah. Should I sell my house and move? No, I just heard no. You'll be fine, okay? If it's the big one, then many houses will survive. Yeah. Oh, not many houses will survive. You guys in San Fran, you guys built your houses differently. And I think it was the 1912 earthquake that really did make you guys build your houses more structurally sound. So I'm not hearing to worry, okay? Don't worry to pray. It's all good for you, okay? The world is working out for you, okay? So, guys, I've been on here for nearly an hour and a half. My voice is starting to go. I need to go and grab some lunch and have a little nana nap. Funny thing, I like looking at my cards just before I go. I don't usually mention what they are, but I will today. The last one I've just got on my deck is the Fool card. What does the Fool tell us? It tells us, in a world of ego, be the one who stands back and observes. Acting like the fool, where, pardon me, we're not the egotistical person out there, oh yes, I do this, I do that. Sit back and observe. Watch what's going on. Learn what's going on. But don't get absorbed in it. Be the fool, where he's still this playful character in a world of trauma and stress and hate. So go out there and put on your little, what's he got on, his little checkered tights, and he's got his little fanfare thing happening, okay? He's making a world of joy and love in a world where it's desperate for us not to be like that. So I love it when people tell me to do things and it's like, I've got free will. How dare you invade my space and tell me what you want me to do? I don't care what people do in their lives, but don't impose it on me. I want to be the person spreading love, joy, happiness. I want to be the compassionate, caring person who respects other people, treats people with dignity and integrity, and most of all, love. So on that note, guys, I'm going to end today. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. You are amazing. Nanu. Love you all. And I will be here live 9 a.m. Sunday, Brisbane time. So if you're in California, that is about 4 p.m. Saturday. If you're over in New York, that's about 7 p.m. Saturday. If you're in London, UK, that's about midnight for you on Saturday night. So with that done, thank you so much for all the nice comments. Do pray you are so gorgeous. Love you all. Just remember, we are all part of this collective energy. The ones that are out there creating the negative, we have work to do. We've got to get out there and spread what we are so they learn to be like us. We don't create ourselves to be like them. Please don't do that. If you go out there and show who you are, smile, care, and most importantly, love, it emits out of us like this pheromone, and they do feel it. And at some point, it will stick, and our energy will unite around the planet like ley lines, and we will win this war. I love yous all. Please take care. Stay safe. Don't worry to pray. Don't worry about where you are. It's all good. Everything works out the way it should anyway. Okay? Contact me. I'm happy to have an email from you if you do want to talk. Okay? I try to be available for everybody because I live my life as love, and I want you to as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. So, bye.